Hello, hello. Okay, cool. All right, we are live. Okay. Hey guys. So welcome back to another live channel update, or well, not live channel update, but you guys get the point. Welcome to another live session. So I want to talk about quite a few things. What perfect timing, though, the fact that 10 minutes before the actual decision, we are now seeing a beautiful rally. Look at Ethereum go. Hold on, give me a second, guys. There's so much happening. Sorry, just 1 second. Sorry, okay. All right, all good. Anyways, just want to make sure everyone can hear me perfectly. If you can hear me in the chat, that will be great if you can let me know. But yeah, so we are now seeing a beautiful approval on the market. Look at Ethereum squeeze now. We are finally seeing, look at that rally. Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be an extremely volatile time. If you haven't traded volatile news, if you haven't traded before, you don't necessarily want to, then don't, because this is one of those times where it's much better to watch and kind of learn from the perspective. Me personally, like I said, I was in that long position, did end up closing it for quite a bit of profit. I ended up closing it actually at a perfect zone. What's going to happen now in the next few hours or few days is going to be quite interesting. But looking at Ethereum, we are actually seeing a rally. Now, I want to talk about Ethereum quite a bit in this live session, as well as Bitcoin and everything else. But let's talk about Ethereum now. Everyone, for some reason, all of a sudden became extremely bearish on Ethereum for absolutely no reason. There's no reason to be bearish. The amount of DMs I got from people saying that, oh, people are putting everything into Bitcoin, it's over, Ethereum's going to go to zero, and the debt. Like, at the end of the day, guys, like, zooming out on Ethereum's chart, what exactly has changed from, let's say, December to now? Absolutely nothing has changed. The price is exactly where it was at the same time. Yeah, sure, it's boring. Sure, it's consolidating. But does that mean it's an area of opportunity to start all of a sudden guessing where the market's going and panic closing or whatever? No. We are seeing a very high volatile period, not only for Bitcoin, but for Ethereum and everything. It is, again, a time not to be entering. I keep telling you guys, if you are a beginner, please be careful, be aggressive, and be very, very strict with your profit taking right now, because this is going to get extremely volatile. And you guys are seeing right now, Bitcoin's moving a few $100s a second. And that, personally, to me, is, unless you're scalping or you understand what's happening, it's not worth the entry. It really isn't. Right now is just a time to be analyzing and kind of going over, and we will be talking about, the midterm and now what's next. Everyone's question, what's next? And I will tell you what's next, at least from a daily perspective. But let's just look at Bitcoin, for example. So starting off with Bitcoin, you can see we got the approval. We saw a beautiful wick going into 48,000, and then we saw, the volatility all the way down to 44.8. It's going to be volatile. This market's going to be extremely volatile, at least until Asia hours. And then, of course, we'll probably slow it down a little bit. But now that the ETF has been approved, a lot of folks at first were saying, oh, it's a sell the news event. I'm going to cash everything out on ETF approval and blah, blah, blah. And sure, at the end of the day, you can do whatever you like. But you guys got to understand that these markets work in cycles. In the long-term perspective, if you think that Bitcoin is, of course, bullish long-term, what is the point necessarily to be closing spot positions, your long-term bags? I'm not talking about your intraday and those kind of positions, but positions that you have bought, put in a cold storage, and left for like a year, and you're like, I don't want to touch this in a year. I see a lot of people panic closing those positions off random $20-$30 moves for Ethereum, or maybe $1,000 or $2,000 moves on Bitcoin. Like, guys, when we zoom out of Bitcoin, then yes, like, we are extremely overbought, but there's levels to this. The ETF is not the CME futures, which was back in 2018, 2017. The ETF is completely different. This is not one of those areas of opportunities where you want to be panicking, because why? Nobody knows shit. Nobody knows what's going to happen once. I mean, obviously now the ETF is approved, but what's going to happen within the next week or two? Well, you have to understand that this is the first time Bitcoin has received an approval for an ETF. If what they are saying is true and how much money is sidelines, etc., what is the point of selling? It really doesn't make sense to me. And at the end of the day, like, I have been thinking about this quite a bit, and you guys know I'm a technical trader. I don't give a shit about news, but it's just like one of those things where I've just, like, a lot of DMs wise, it got me thinking. I'm like, why are people like all of a sudden becoming bearish and freaking out, mostly even on Ethereum, when the price has not exactly the same, when it's not the same, you know, it's been in the same range rather, but it hasn't done anything. What's the point? Why are people freaking out? And to me, like, it makes no sense. It's an area of opportunity, at least for spot positions, and that's where we come in, right? We come in when things look dead. You guys saw that on Beam. You guys saw that in Immutable. We come in when things look dead, and we buy spot positions. And when the general public or Twitter or whatever starts speaking about something, that's usually the time where we start exiting those positions. Now, looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum, I'll talk about Ethereum in a little second, but I just want to focus on Bitcoin now. Bitcoin's experiencing quite a bit of volatility. If you guys are looking for any sort of positions, I would highly suggest you at least wait till candle close. Please, I cannot emphasize that enough. Please wait for the candle close on Bitcoin, because right now is going to be extremely volatile. You are going to see this price action and you're going to think, oh my God, I can play this and enter. I'm not even playing this. And the reason why I'm not playing this is price spread is probably insane. And I really don't want to enter a position and automatically get liquidated or anything like that. So what you're trying to do is, ideally, right now, we have to hold above the exponential moving averages from a bullish case scenario. This is very important, not only on the 4-hour time frame, but on the daily time frame as well. Looking at the daily, the very strong bullish engulfing candle with the candle close, 48,000 was hit, which if you look, the level where 48,000 was hit was exactly on the previous wicks. So if we close this line, let me just delete the little lines we have here. But look at the level of rejection we've seen on Bitcoin from here to 48 or 47.8, I guess, and exactly 47.8 again. And now people are probably saying, oh, Pingu, well, if it's hit that level and rejected, why are we not closing? And I'll explain to you why, and rather why I'm not panicking or I'm not doing anything sudden right now. If you notice, on this price action back on March 22, 2022, not only did Bitcoin hit 47.8, but we were in this range for quite a few days, and then we broke the exponential moving averages. The range was choppy here as well, just like it is choppy right now. It's the same range. There's absolutely nothing that has changed. We're above the exponential moving averages. We've only seen a one test confirmation. Just imagine now for a second. You, all of a sudden, Bitcoin's trading at 46.45. You panic. You're like, oh my God, I got to close the position, whatever. And I know, okay, Chris, guys, I will look at the news in a second. I'm just kind of looking at, I'm looking at this right now. Even if it's fake news, regardless, I'm just talking about technicals right now. I don't want to talk. I'll look at it in a second. But looking at Bitcoin specifically though at 47.8, if we've only seen a one test on that level, wouldn't you hate it from a technical perspective that if you were to close the position just because based on whatever news, regardless, and all of a sudden Bitcoin breaks this major resistance? Well, guess what happens if Bitcoin breaks a 47.8? And I talked about this in the previous live, but if Bitcoin were to break the previous or this resistance right here, the next level on Bitcoin is at 53,000. Do you understand that if we get this stabilizing period, this is what I'm talking about, what if Bitcoin starts to chop around this area, what is going to happen to altcoins? They are going to go absolutely parabolic. And that is what I am waiting for. I don't care about the 47. I didn't care about the 42. I did not care about the 40. I am simply waiting for the actual alt season where dominance starts to drop. And if we look at Bitcoin dominance right now, it is quite high. Within the last, December 29th, we have seen a 3% increase, and it may not seem like a lot, but like if you look at altcoins, they are getting absolutely destroyed. And that is why I tell you guys, what we want to pay attention to is when dominance starts to drop. And you can see the dominance has been rallying for a long time right now, but this is what we want to see. And if you look at when this was during the bull run when altcoins went absolutely parabolic. Dominance had a huge drop. We saw altcoins go insane, and that is where you guys saw coins like Cardano. For those of you remember back in the day, Cardano 3 cents to $3. We saw so many altcoins just experience those massive potential gains. And yes, because regardless of ETF or not, which I will check in a second, but if that happens again and you are not positioned in altcoins, you are going to wish you had some sort of altcoin positioning. And that is why I've been focusing on this for so long, is telling you guys, look into altcoins, start putting spot positions into altcoins, because you are going long term, you are going to wish you had something. And I have told you guys my picks. There's so many coins out there that even just safe bets like Litecoin, if you don't want to do anything and you just want to hold the coin, there's so many safe bets out there. But okay, let me just quickly catch up to this whole garbage. Hold on. Gary Gensler, the SEC account was compromised. Oh god. Gary Gensler, the SEC account was compromised. An unauthorized tweet was posted. The SEC has not approved the listing and trading of spot between. Okay, great. So nice. That's crazy. So they hacked the Twitter account of the U.S. government and posted. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, I don't give a shit. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, for me, I always tell you guys, like, it's just noise. And this is an example of it's just noise. Like, yes, it is just noise. They literally, okay, whatever. At this point, it's a clown show, to be honest. I don't know what to say. That's literally a clown show. So it's not approved. Okay, whatever. It beats me how a government official account gets hacked. I don't know. Nice. Slayer. Nice, good job. But yeah, so that is my outlook for Bitcoin. I'm not closing my positions here, because I really do think that Bitcoin is going to see a proper run into 52, 53K, and then a period of consolidation. If I am wrong, then of course this is the local top right here at 47.8. We will still get a few opportunities to get confirmation. So what I'm looking for is still a second or third retest on the daily time frame, and then a break of the exponential moving averages. And then we know that is the official, that was the official local top, and then we start continuing breaking down lower. Otherwise, we do not care. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. That's dumb. We had fake news from Matrix. We dumb. Now the ETF and still dumping. Again, it is just noise. You can feel frustrated. You can do whatever you want, but the sooner you accept that this market is extremely manipulated, the better you will be. Trust me, I was there in 2017. I was there in 2018 with the CME futures garbage, and one day it was approved and one day it was denied. And guess what? When it was approved, it was a flash crash. It was literally just slow bleed for months. And I don't think the same would happen here for the ETF, because it's a completely different product. And that is why I keep telling you guys, like, keep your emotions in check. Mostly for those of you that are leverage trading, just chill. Just chill. I don't know how to explain this more. Like, just relax. There's no reason to be hunting positions right now on this news event. You will get liquidated. Just relax, okay? If you were already in a position, then cool. If you were not in a position, then don't. Wait till tomorrow. Let the noise finish and then figure out what the charts are saying. And right now, it's just not a period to be trading. Like, who the hell wants to trade this wick? This wick is from 47.8 down to 44.8. Doesn't matter what kind of trader you are, how much your leverage is. Like, a $3,000 move, and like, you know what I mean? You guys get my point. Like, what's the point for that? Like, there's no reason to. But talking about Ethereum, though, Ethereum's been in a long consolidation now. My point from the last previous live session was, you guys know the first area of resistance that we have to break is 2340. If you notice that every single time that Ethereum has broken above that zone, we have failed to hold it as support. The problem here is that not only this is the third retest failure, but now we are starting, if you look at it from a broader perspective, we are now starting to use it as resistance. That is my only problem with Ethereum right now in this consolidation zone is, yes, 2122 has now been tested twice. On the third test, mostly for its support, it could end up breaking. And I showed you guys the daily perspective of where I think personally Ethereum is going to go, and then see a corrective move. And I showed you guys back from the bull run what happened. So if we look on the bull run, you will notice that we saw a wick opportunity into 2600. Then we got a corrective move to 1950, and then we had the continuation from the bull run. It was the same run-up opportunity from 1500. It was the same exact textbook play. Look at this. So same play before the continuation on Ethereum, but we got the highs of 2340 tested, then we got the breakout, and then we had the continuation. And that is what I am waiting for personally, is why I keep telling you guys to be careful right now, closing your positions early. Imagine waiting all of this time with all of these coins that you were holding or long positions, whatever, and panic closing just based off the fact that, you know, news or whatever or something, and then the reality is the levels are broken and we see a squeeze. Am I expecting a squeeze on Ethereum? Yes, I am still expecting a squeeze on Ethereum, because right now Ethereum, even on the daily time frame, is just a larger consolidation zone. If you look at where we have been trading within 2122 to 2340. For those of you that have been part of Telegram for a long time, do you guys remember what I showed you guys on 2122 and 1911? Do you guys remember this range? I know a ton of you guys do, because a ton of you guys were pissed off at this range and saying, Pingu, it's the same range, it's nothing's happening, it's so boring, Ethereum's dying. And guess what? Ethereum broke out, and then it really broke out, right? And we are in the same sort of continuation. Ethereum is looking more stable than BTC at the moment. Yeah. Ethereum, personally, like I said, I've mentioned this to you guys for quite a while now, that I like Ethereum more for spot leverage positions, because it's not as volatile as Bitcoin right now with Bitcoin ETF. It will become more volatile if the BTC approval does go through, and we obviously everyone's going to start focusing on the Ethereum ETF and the narrative there. And then I really do think that altcoins may have a proper rally, but that's just news based, right? From a technical perspective, Ethereum has to break above 2340, and we have to hold that level as support. Once that happens, then we have a clean confirmation that Ethereum is going to end up heading into 2700. Otherwise, this is just a consolidation zone. I showed you guys the other day how to trade inverse patterns. We made a video. I made not only that, I even took the long position here at 2211. You guys remember, I took a position here on the exponential moving average break, because I was like, hey, guess what? I don't think that this is a breakdown formation. I think this is more of a fake out, and I'm not gonna get stopped out. I refuse to believe that that was a legit dump. And you can see it was not a legit dump. It was simply a fake out over the weekend, and then we saw the breakout opportunity. I closed my long position literally at the top of the move, like right there. The reason why I knew that was going to be an area of take profit was because a lot of traders were looking at this zone as an inverse bar formation. When you have a move set starting, so where the move set starts, that is likely where things are to go. And that is exactly where you see on the candle close was where the profit taking started happening. I ended up closing that position. Now I want to teach you guys something super important, since there's so many of you, and I know there's a ton of new guys in here, so please just bear with me. I need 5 minutes of your time, and I promise it'll help you long term, okay? I want to teach you guys scalping, and I really think that this is going to be beneficial for everyone, okay? So the way I scalp, and I'll show you guys a position I actually took yesterday, and I'm sure there's a lot of you guys that were confused, like, why did you take it there? But let's talk about scalping real quick. So on scalping, I'll show you guys the hourly position. Actually, no, I'll just show you the 4 hour, whatever. So what I do is, when, let's say we're looking at Ethereum, okay? So you guys know the I trade naked charts, okay? The only two indicators that I use are the exponential moving averages and the RSI, and I barely look at the RSI, but it's mostly the exponential moving averages. Now, I want to show you guys something cool. When you have an initial test, so for example, on Ethereum, you guys saw yesterday, okay? We were right here. So when I mentioned to you guys, it would be cool if Ethereum got a retest on 2305. If that does happen, I will be looking for an area of opportunity for a scalp. And I posted that in Telegram, and then I said LOL, because it literally happened right there. So this is where it gets interesting. When I look for a scalp position, what I'm looking for is, let's say we are trading in this area right here, okay? So I'll move the chart over so you guys can see. But what I look for is when you have an initial breakout, and then all of a sudden you have some bearish candlesticks forming, you will notice that this candle was at the time being formed right here. And I noticed that the exponential moving average was not tested as of yet. What did I do? I simply just waited until the exponential moving average got close. So we will always have an initial bounce. The first bounce is what I like to call it. Is, let's say you have an EMA line like this. Let's say the candle breaks out, and then you will have a slow pattern case like this towards the downside. You will always have an initial bounce. So what that means is the first test will hit it, and then you will bounce upwards, which will cause a wick. So something like this, where buyers come in, or let's say the bots come in, algo bots or whatever, and they push the price back towards the upside. As soon as it's hit, you take a long position and you immediately close that position on support. So you immediately close that scalping position on support, and you guys saw I did that perfectly. And the reason why you do that is because there is no guarantee that the market will end up holding that support level. The initial test was your area of confirmation, immediately tested on the 4 hour, you got the bounce, you close the scalp for the long, and then you wait. And then you can see we started seeing more and more bearish pressure, and then the exponential moving averages were broken. If you held that position, so let's say you held that position, you were like, hey, no, holy, look at Ethereum go, that's crazy. Look at that. Wow. Anyways, let's say you held that position and it ended up closing. You actually took a massive loss on that, right? From the initial retest from 2290 down to 2224. And that is why I scalp. And when I tell you guys be aggressive, that is what I mean by be aggressive, is your initial first test on the exponential moving average, scalp the position for a long, immediately close that as soon as it breaks back above support. 90% of the time, this scalping position works. The only time it does not work is if the market is, of course, ranging. We can see that this market, we were completely over leveraged from our exponential moving averages. What I mean by over leveraged was, you see the spacing in between the EMA, like the yellow line and this line right here. We were completely different from that spacing in between. And that is what I look for, is that spacing gives you an idea that, hey, if there's going to be any sort of corrective move, it's going to hit that level first and then bounce. And then whatever happens after that, you don't care. You've already taken your profits. You're already out of the trade. And you can do that not only on the 4 hour perspective, you can do that on the daily perspective. And okay, so let's talk about the bearish case, right? Because I'm sure some of you guys are like, oh, does that work for both long and short? And yeah, it works for both. You can see on the daily perspective for a scalping position, you can see on the 9 exponential moving average, or the 20 even, you can look at how many retest opportunities right here. You could have entered on the long here. Look at the resistance level retest we've seen on the 20, right? As soon as the level retested on 20, saw a huge wick towards the downside. Sorry, excuse me. When you are looking from a perspective like that, the larger the time frame, the more realistic the trade is. So what I mean by that is it has more weight to it. And this only goes for the 4 hour and the daily. I don't want to see anyone start sending me 5-minute intervals and being like, Pingu, it just hit the 5-minute EMA retest, I'm gonna take a look. Do not do that, okay? I cannot express that enough. Don't even give me the hourly. I only want to see the 4 hour, and I only want to see the daily, because that is the only time it works. Otherwise, don't waste my time. And I mean that because, like, a lot of traders make such a big mistake all of a sudden with 30-minute, 5-minute. Like, I'm like, what are you guys analyzing? Like, what is there to analyze on a 5-minute chart? Like, if you're scalping, sure, but damn, Ethereum is really squeezing. Look at that. So we just talked about 2340. We just broke that level. This is a short squeeze right here. We are now entering into the wick highs. So hopefully, I mean, in this live session, maybe we get to see it. But what I would be looking for is, like I said, from yesterday on Telegram, remember what I taught you guys? We play for wick highs, right? So wick high would be somewhere around that range. If Ethereum doesn't end up breaking that zone, so 24.29, that is the short squeeze. That is the area of opportunity for a scalping position, like in and out of the market. We did it with Bitcoin yesterday. You guys saw as soon as we broke this wick high here at 48.9, I was super strict, right? I taught you guys that. Be super strict on the wick high, 45.9. As soon as it broke it, look at that squeeze that happened. Same goes for Ethereum. Just be cautious. And I started this live session out, a little venting situation, but I kept saying, like, hey, everyone is bearish on Ethereum for absolutely no reason. There is no reason to be bearish on Ethereum when nothing has changed. People are genuinely stupid, because this is the same stuff that happened when Ethereum was trading at $80. And guess what? Guess who was buying at $80 Ethereum? Me. I was buying $80 Ethereum. It was the same garbage during CME futures as well. Ethereum's going to collapse. This is going to zero. And guess what? Ethereum went to 3,600 in the bull run, or 4Gs or whatever. It is the same area of opportunity, guys. Like, I am a strong believer of Ethereum. I genuinely like Ethereum a lot. And I really think that from a leverage perspective, that right now Ethereum is a decent play. I mentioned that to you guys down here at 2280 when the live session started. But please, again, take this with a grain of salt. There is going to be 1,000 positions I'm going to teach you guys. There's 1,000 positions that I'm going to be there for you, holding your hand. If you did not make money today, if you did not make yesterday from trades, if you did not make any money this week, it's okay. You do not need to chase anything. Just be cautious, please, because I cannot emphasize this enough. This is a very scary time to be trading. And if you are trading, we are only looking for long positions. We are not looking for shorting positions, unless, of course, you are trading the ETF on Bitcoin. But well, look what happened, right? Bitcoin dropped, Ethereum rallied. If we go to dominance and then we look at dominance, we're still, look at that. Do you understand what I mean? Do you see what happened? Okay. This is a good education set because this happened live. I mentioned to you guys, when dominance drops, what happens? The altcoins go up, right? Bitcoin dropped 1%. Ethereum shot up. Why? Because it's an altcoin. You can see that altcoins are starting to see some volume come into the market, right? Also, did you guys hear about this, about Doge and the dog dying or something? And then, like, I don't even know. I don't even know how to explain that. Yeah, so there's a time. Okay. Hear me out, right? Now we get interesting. So, do you guys remember? I talk about meme coins a lot, and Pepe and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, where I think, because meme coins, okay, regardless of how you feel about the market, regardless of how serious of a trader you are, if you've been here in 2018, if you've been here for a long time, you will know that the market has cycles. There's cycles to this market where it goes Bitcoin, then it goes to Ethereum, then it goes to mid caps, then it goes to low caps, then it goes to meme coins. That is the cycle. It happens every single time. It's the same shit every time. But meme coins will always have a cycle. Why? The psychological behind that is because people see the guy that made $1 million from Doge and they want to be that guy. They have seen the guy that made $1 million from Shiba and they want to be that person. And they will start looking for the next Doge or the next Shiba. And in every bull run, there is always one stupid dog coin that outplays everyone in the market. And that is those are the coins that are worth at least looking into. You can see Bonk, for example. This was another dog coin on Solana. Guys, this went from like pennies or whatever to a $2 billion market cap. The amount of millionaires I've seen from this coin. But there's areas of opportunities like this. Meme coins are very high speculative, very, very dangerous. But the way I trade meme coins, or at least I look into meme coins, is two things. The two biggest things for me. Number one is, are they listed on any big exchanges? Because if they are already listed on any big exchanges, then the chances of the parabolic moveset is probably already finished. And what I mean by that is, if we look at Pepe on the short term, Pepe was listed on Binance, and that was literally the top of the moveset. This was during Binance listing. I remember because I shorted it here, but this was the top of the moveset. If we look at Bonk, where did Bonk see a collapse? It was at the top of moveset. Where was this? Binance listing. It got listed on Binance. It saw the drop. The number one thing I look for is, of course, exchanges. Number two, what I look for is volume. I trade coins off volume. Why? Because volume tells you quite a bit. Now, this coin, and again, this is just my opinion. This doesn't mean all of a sudden the 25 of you in here start buying this. I'm just teaching you something, okay? If there is volume in a coin, you can come in with size and you can exit extremely fast for quite a bit of profits. I sent this over in Telegram when I was trading down here at 8 cents, and I mentioned to you guys, I took a position on this trade, whatever, and it shot up to 13 immediately after. Why? Because I noticed that it was completely oversold. There was nothing really happening. Solana was dropping, so meme coins were dropping in general. People were panicking. I saw a position opportunity. I took it. It was a very nice profit. I exited exactly on the exponential moving averages. I did the same thing again right here at 8 cents, 8.5, 8.9. Took the same position again right down here. And this time, actually, we broke above the exponential moving averages. And it's quite interesting because I'm still holding the coin. I have a lot of it. It's a huge risk for me, of course. But the reason why I'm still holding the coin is, A, it's a dog coin. It's on Solana, so we know that Solana where is all the action is right now. But I genuinely think that this coin, based off the volume, based off the fact that Binance has tweeted about it, Gemini has tweeted about it, all these big exchanges tweeted about it, it might actually, like, it genuinely could, see the same sort of rally before Pepe had that huge, massive rally, are the same signs that I see it. Now, there's other coins out there, like those are meme coins excluded. Now, Immutable, Beam, Injective, you guys see I have all these coins on here, and all of these coins have somewhat of the same charts. And the reason for that is because altcoin season has not started yet. Altcoin season, this is not altcoin season. Altcoin season is when Bitcoin dominance drops to 40%, 39%, somewhere down where it started from, right down here. That is where you come in. That is where you will see the most exponential gains, and that is where the money is to be made. And I keep telling you guys, like understand the season we are in. This is nothing. These gains you are seeing across the board, like they're nothing. They're so paper, because you guys don't understand altcoin season. When it comes, that is where it's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks of parabolic moves, and then that's it. There's nothing else after that. It's 2 weeks. If you can time it and you can make and try to get as much as you can out of the market in those 2 weeks for altcoins, you can make a great amount of money, and then that's it. That's over, right? Then Litecoin is the last to pump, and that's how you know the market is topping, and then that's it. That you're out of the market by then. I'll show you guys everything. Like, it's cool because, you know, right now we started this live session. I told you guys we're not going to see any sort of rally until dominance drops, and then dominance dropped live, and then Ethereum rallied live, and it's cool because it's like I say something, and it's cool, like, you know, because given the fact that I've been part of 2 bull markets and my 3rd now, it's cool at least in the point where I can teach you guys and be like, hey, like, this is usually how things work, and this is what you have to look out for, and then you guys see it live, and you'll be like, okay, I'll note it. Because let's say next, maybe 1 or 2 bull markets later, and let's say Pingu's not here. Let's say I'm not here around anymore. I'm not saying I won't be, but I'm just saying, like, something happens to me or whatever. But at least these things you will take, and you will understand that this is how stuff works, and you can work on it in the future, right? All these things are recorded. You can always fall back to it. So just understand that you will have your time, you will have your moment. Just don't chase trades. The amount of people that chase trades is horrible. And I've seen it from beginners to even people that are experienced, that they end up losing to like a 20-30% of their portfolio. And then they start all of a sudden just panic closing positions and overthinking everything, and then end up blowing accounts, right? You are better off just chilling, holding, and doing absolutely nothing. If you are leveraging, then you are leveraging with 10x leverage and just vibing. There's no reason to be doing anything higher unless you're scalping. And even then, just be aggressive. So we wait for dominance to drop and buy or long term. Yeah, but if you're not positioned in them already, then there's no point, right? Like, you don't know when dominance is going to drop. So being positioned into altcoins is a completely different thing. We've been positioned since early October. You guys remember from Telegram, like, we've caught some great moves, and I haven't sold anything. I'm still riding. I refuse to sell here. You know, yeah, it's sure the market's so overbought and Bitcoin's gonna, yeah, sure, like, yeah, but market is overbought, but altcoins are not. Altcoins aren't even close to where they were. So yeah, there's no point. Does dropping dominance and let's say rally on Ethereum happen simultaneously, or there's some kind of delay? No, it usually happens extremely quick. Dominance drops and altcoins rally extremely fast. But that goes for Ethereum. Like, this is basically, I think this is a little bit more news based, right? The volatility you're seeing right now is quite a bit news based, because what you don't, like, a lot of people don't know is, like, or maybe you do know, but after Bitcoin ETF approval, Ethereum ETF is next, right? They've already filed for it. So that's the next question that comes into mind is, when's the Ethereum ETF? Is that going to come out and blah, blah, blah. So I think Ethereum, given the fact that this consolidation has been happening for so long, I do think that this is the run that we are going to be paying attention to. Do you have any predictions for Dogecoin? Have you purchased Dogecoin yet? No, Mungo, I have not. I don't even, I'm not religiously in meme coins, right? I'm really not. I barely look at them. Do you have any predictions for Dogecoin? Now, Dogecoin is quite interesting. I'm going to make a video about this later tonight, so I don't want to talk too much on it. I don't really do price predictions because it's like a crystal ball moment where like, oh, it's going to hit $1, and then it gets to like 98 cents, and it's like, oh, you were wrong. You know what I mean? I don't do that, but it's okay. Like, let me explain like this. The way I see Dogecoin is the same consolidation that we saw over here, right? This consolidation, we had a huge pump. This is kind of cool. Maybe you guys can see what I'm saying, but this is pretty cool. So I remember this day, right? Doge had a huge run, and then we had a massive consolidation, and then the bull run started, and we saw a absolutely parabolic, and then Elon, and then whatever, yada, yada, yada. Now, if you look at Dogecoin, we are in the same boring ass consolidation, nothing happening. We saw a little pump here, but we're nothing really crazy happening. And I mentioned this before. I genuinely think that you want to be buying during this consolidation period when Doge is doing absolutely nothing. That is a buying opportunity. Whether you care about Doge or not, it doesn't matter. There's opportunities that present themselves in the market, and these are some of them. You guys remember, these are from the OG people, like maybe like, I think when we were like 400 or 500 people. You guys remember my Shiba trade? I'll show you guys what we did, and it was really cool because you know, I was like, I talked about Shiba a lot. So what we did actually was right here. Shiba was trading like it was completely dead. Like it was right around this area right here, and it reclaimed. So right there, that's where we entered. So what happened was Shiba had a huge capitulation. This whatever whatever happened here, and then I noticed that Shiba actually broke above a major resistance. So what used to be a major support then flipped to resistance, and we were consolidating right on that zone. At the same time, they had some Shiba testnet or something coming out for Shiba Chain or something, and I figured that it's news based, it's above an exponential moving average, it's extremely oversold. We took a huge spot position, a lot of people did, and at some point we were like, oh, why are you buying Shiba? Shiba's so dumb, blah blah blah. I'm like, there's areas of opportunity, and this was an area of opportunity, and you guys knew my main level of target was right up here. And if you go back in the channel, search Shiba, you'll see the trade. It played out absolutely perfectly. And that's just an example. Like, it can be a meme coin, but it doesn't really matter whether it's a meme coin or if it's a legit coin, right? There's still area of opportunities, and this was one of them. You see that we saw a beautiful run immediately after the profit taking started happening, but we were already out of the market, right? We were in and out of the market. It doesn't really matter. And that goes for Shiba. So, there's Shiba, there's Doge, there's so many out there, but like excluding meme coins, like there's altcoins, they have the same rallies. I've seen it time after time after time. No one expected, people talk, oh, Cardano's dead. Cardano's zero. It's never going to be anything. Yeah, cool. Your opinion did not matter when Cardano went from 3 cents and then to the bull run to $3. Where were those haters that, and again, I'm not a Cardano crazy fanatic. I don't care about these coins. I genuinely don't. I don't care about any coin when I talk about a coin. All I care about are levels and psychology and how it plays out. And that is what's important. This was alt season. Every single chart. You know what? Let me show you guys. I will literally show you guys every single chart from old coins. Like let's go Cardano real quick. So what I look for is when I'm looking for an alt rally is this. So this was 2017 bull run. It just like the chart was just like, what the hell? What is that? It went straight up, and I was like, man, this thing's crazy. This is the bull run of 2021. There's Cardano. So then let's look at, I had another one in my head I wanted to show you guys. Not XRP, no one say XRP. We can go with, let's see, let me think. We can go with Litecoin. Litecoin had the same run. Actually, Litecoin, yeah. Give me some ideas, guys. I just want to show you just comparisons of like coins that were, 2017, 2018. Just give me ideas. Any coin. It could be, whatever you guys think of. I just want to show you guys the run-ups. I'm trying to think. Okay, hold on. Let me look real quick. Yeah, here we go. This one. Chainlink. Oh, I got him. I remember now. Okay, yeah, okay, there we go. Thanks. Yeah, okay, thanks. You guys are the best. My brain froze for a second. So here's Chainlink. 2018, 2019. No one gave a shit. Altcoin season. Just straight up, right? That was just the initial run. Look at this one. I remember this one. This was crazy. My friends used to talk about this one. This is a actual alt season run. So 2017, 2018, 2021 bull run, and then boom. Insane. The chart was crazy. I was like, there's no way this thing went. Dude, guys, this thing went to $4.86. And before the bull run, it was trading at 8 cents. This is what I mean by the amount of money that is coming into altcoins you guys don't understand. You have to raise your targets. People tell me about Beam. Oh, it's already $1 billion, Pingu. Is it really going to go higher? Like, no, yes, it is going to go higher because everything goes higher. You guys saw Cardano. This is Decentraland. Matic, sure. Matic, I don't know. Yeah, we can do Matic. There's Matic. So same thing. 1 cent bull run all the way up to $2. Do you want 200x? Like, doesn't, and these guys, what's crazy is these coins were top 50, top 80. Like, it's not like these were unknown gems and no one crystal ball. No, these were coins that were there, like everyone knew about, and they genuinely pumped hard. It's because, like, it had a massive run up. Solana was, yeah, Polkadot, real quick, last example, I promise. So Polkadot, same thing. You can see we were trading at $4 at the bull run's peak, $44, 10x. Guys, the volume in a bull run was 3.36 billion in 24 hours. Wash trading, whatever, regardless. That was the initial volume for days, right? 1 to 3 bill. $1 to $3 billion in volume. Guys, that is literally market cap of top 20 coins right now is not even close to that. Do you understand what's coming? This is going to be a very exciting year or 2 years in crypto. I genuinely think you guys will make it, because as long as you are right, and what I mean by that is as long as you hold your positions, you get the narrative, you will be okay. Doesn't matter what you were in, everything goes up when dominance drops. Okay, I'll explain it like this. If you are in a coin and it doesn't go up when dominance drops, you should be researched. Like they should genuinely research how the thought process in your head on why you chose that coin. Because like 95% of coins go up. And if you are the poor guy who didn't get the coin or whatever, and you didn't choose the right coin, crazy. I don't know. I've seen it. I'm not saying that everyone's like that. It happens. And it's because people go on like the amount of messages I get, hey Pingu, you should check out this coin, and I go look at the coin and it's like, I don't even know what the coin is about, and it's like 2 million market cap. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, there's so many other things you can do with your money than buy a coin that's 1 or 2 million. And I feel like people always chase 100x, 200x for whatever reason. I don't understand. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, just you could, and just get something like that's, you know, top 50, top 100. Just get something. I remember Binance Coin, BNB. I remember I was there. I was there on Binance Coin when it was trading at $20. I was there, and I was like, you know what? Exchange coins are so dumb. It's such a stupid thing to invest in. Why would anyone want to buy an exchange coin? I was there in 2018, and then when I remember I took a break for a year. I come back, and there was a meme coin on Binance chain, and I go look at Binance coin price, and it was like $350, and I was like, what? I was like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, how is that possible? Because in my head, I was like, oh, it's already at $20. There's no way it keeps going, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, there's things you learn in bull runs, and there's things. That's why, like, I teach you guys, and I always help you guys as much as I can, because I want to make sure that you guys don't make any mistake leading into altcoin season. Like, there's gonna be mistakes. I make mistakes even now, but just make sure you are not leveraging your whole position, your whole life, you know, your whole life savings on these, like, and please, like, don't do that. I cannot emphasize enough. There is nothing worse than getting liquidated for everything before a bull run. Please, guys, don't do it. If you are leverage trading, just be smart and just ask me if you're confused. Ask me if you're not sure. I'm available 24. You guys saw I don't even sleep. Like, I'm up 20, like, literally all the time, all time zones, answering everything for you guys, because I want to make sure that I don't skip any question, because that question could cost someone a lot, right? It's like, I'm here regardless. So just please ask me if you're confused. Okay, I'm gonna read these comments real quick because we're getting close to 45 minutes. So checking out Adam, concerning that. I like Adam. I like Filecoin as well. Filecoin's a good one. At one point, does volatility settle to start building swing positions in alts? I don't think volatility ever settles, if I'm being honest with you. Star-Lord Investments. I don't think volatility ever settles, right? Like, looking at Bitcoin in the previous bull run, like, it was always volatile, right? Like, there was days where we would see a massive rally from 30 to 41, down to 28, up to 56, down to 44. Like, that's the thing. Like, if you're not positioned in alts before that happens, then you're going to have a very hard time positioning yourself later. You are much better positioning yourself now in altcoins where they're completely dead. And I'm just going to give you guys an example here, like Cardano. Like, you know, yeah, it's had, like, that's where we came in right here. It was early October. That's when I'm like, hey guys, start looking into altcoins. We're going to see something happen. So those were times to position yourself. This is not bad. It does look bad on the daily, I'm not going to lie. But, you know, there's still levels that have to be played out on the daily time frame. So it's not a horrible idea. And I'm not I'm not saying by any means that, you know, that this is like everything. If you don't get it in the next week, you're not going to make it. Like, no, I'm not saying that. Like, you guys will get it. I promise you. It's just, it takes a little bit of time. But just as a beginner, if you're new to this market, or if you're just trying to understand how these markets work or whatever, the worst thing you can do is panic or be emotional or listen to some random YouTuber talking about some meme coin that's going to change your life. Like, if you buy it, right? Like, there's been so many cases of people like sending me coins that are like AI, artificial intelligence coins, that like 20 mil market cap, and they're like, Pingu, like, this guy on YouTube has like 400,000 subscribers and he just talked about this and it's like the biggest thing. We'll look into it and maybe your subscribers will like it. And I'm like, no. I'm like, bro, first of all, like, you are exit liquidity. I'm not telling my, I don't talk about coins. You guys have noticed, I don't talk about coins anything below like 100 mil market cap. Most of the coins I talk about, they're already a billion market cap. And the reason why I do that is because it's not a pump and dump fest and it's not going to hurt you. Like, these coins that I talk about, they might swing like 10-20% because that's every coin. But regardless, like, long term, you'll be fine. And that's why I do it. I'm never going to show you guys something that's so low in market cap or anything. I don't ever do that. Like, there's no point. You guys are going to get burned out. How much will altcoins rise? And do you think, I'm assuming you're saying dominance. I can't see because of the heart over here, but how much do I think altcoins are going to rise? Well, altcoin, like, market, like, at least altcoin chart wise, I think 800 billion is like the next resistance. We're at 480 something. So we got ways to go. I do think that we're going to see a massive rally. Maybe even, I'm not going to, like, maybe billions, like, you know, maybe even a trillion in market cap for altcoins. Like, it could happen. Nothing's out of the picture, right? We don't know how stupid this bull run's going to get. Nobody knows how stupid this bull run's going to get. But guess what? When it happens, we'll be there. We'll be making money. And we'll be in and out of the market. But I'm telling you guys right now, the 23 of you that are left in here, thanks for staying. But let me just be really specific with you guys here. The day you go on TikTok, I'm not even lying with you. I'm genuinely being serious. Like, this is, I saw this and I sold all of my portfolio, and this was back in the previous run. I remember I went on TikTok. I saw some girl, and she used to do makeup tutorials. Okay, it's crazy. She was a makeup tutorial artist, and I went on TikTok, and her video popped up, and she was talking about altcoins. And it was the only video talking about altcoins. The rest was all makeup, do-it-yourself, hair tutorial, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, there's no way. I literally went and sold everything. And that was at 56K. And right after that, like, within the next few weeks, we saw a huge dump fest. And like, there's signs. And the previous sign for me was 2018 when, you know, my mom was like, oh, I heard about this XRP coin. I want to buy it. I mean, that was the top of that run. Like, when retail comes in, like, you know, not your general public, but like people that don't know anything, and all of a sudden they start giving you advice on what to buy, we're getting pretty damn close to the local top of anything. And that's what I mean. I'm not specifically talking about people. I'm saying when there's people out there that know nothing about crypto and all of a sudden their whole channel changes to crypto, it's probably time to start taking profits. Arbitrum, Yosin, I don't analyze ARB because it's extremely new still, and there's not enough data for me to go off. I usually would have to do 2 year, 3 years. That's why I don't do art. But I, you know, in terms of tech, it might be good. Like, it's still, like, again, anything you buy, if it survived by now, it should do well. You'll be okay. All right. Anyway, so 47 minutes. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you guys learned something. I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna go look at the Warfest that just happened, and then I would appreciate if you guys could like it. If you guys haven't checked out Telegram, I highly suggest checking out Telegram. It's very, very, at least I think it's nice. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I appreciate you guys, and yeah, that's cool. That's all I got. Okay, all right, ciao, ciao. Have a good day. Bye, bye.